Truth spoken here with your host, the maestro Eddie C. McLeod. That's me, y'all. Welcome once again to Truth Spoken here. Now, at the top of my program, you heard my new theme music, and I want to thank this is my new theme music composed by this music by Eugene Williams, sort of a collaboration between us two. He kind of took what I already had and kind of expounded on it, gave it a new twist. So want to thank Eugene. Eugene was my guest for my last podcast. Hopefully sometime in the very near future we'll have Eugene back on here as a panelist on some other topics that I intend to be tackling in the future. Now, my topic for today, I want to talk about, I just turned 60 in July. On July 18th, I turned 60. And so my topic for today is basically life at 60. Now, first of all, I want to thank God that I reached this peak in my life, and I'm very thankful. Like they say, we got a hymn we sang in the Baptist church. Glad to be in the number one more time. I truly am. Now, I'm thankful that I'm still in my right mind. I still have I'm still gainfully employed. I'm still able to pursue things that I like to do, pretty much, I'm thankful for all those things. And just thankful because, I didn't think that, I think there was times when I doubted I would reach this point in my life. Because I had so many people around me that I grew up with that believing here. And, I may expound upon that some more later. But anyway, I'm just, like I say, once again, I repeat, I am very thankful and grateful to be here. Now, I'm also thankful that, at this point, I still have my mom. My mom is still living. Not in the best of health, but neither am I. She's still pushing on. She's also not in the worst of health, and neither am I. So, that's something to be thankful for. I'm thankful that I have very good friends and a very good support system in place for me. I want to give a shout out to my best friend, Reggie Bird. That's my guy there, that's all I can say. That's my dog there, man. This guy's been with me through thick and thin, been with me through the lowest parts of my life, and also through the highs. Love you, brother. You've been my backbone all these years, for real. And of course, like I said, my mom is here. I want to thank my mom, Maxine Davis, for having me first of all, and for putting up with my crappy attitude sometimes. I'm not always the most cheerful person. I can work a nerve. I'm a piece of work. Now, I want to talk about some things, some regrets I have in my life, and there's something about birthdays, particularly those that have a zero, but you put a zero on the end of them. There's something about those that really make you reflect on your life, because if we're doing the work that we're supposed to be doing as human beings, we're supposed to be ever evolving, and part of that process of evolving, or evolution, whatever you want to call it, is that we, from time to time, take inventory of ourselves, and I do that. I think pretty much on a daily basis, consciously or subconsciously. I try to, and stuff. There are things about my life that I regret. Like I just wish that I save more money, put myself in a better position financially. Also that I would have completed my education, so that I could have gotten a better job. I'm on a job now that I'm thankful for the job. I'm not gonna I don't want to get into specifics of what I do, but it's a job where it's very physical and very demanding sometimes, and also very dangerous. So, perhaps I pursued education the way that I should have. Perhaps I wouldn't have to be out there facing some of those perils and struggling like I am. But, and all of that, it's all good. I believe even in that, God is ordering my steps. So, I'm by no means complaining. No, there's no need to complain anyway unless you're doing something to remedy whatever it is you're complaining about. I also, in taking inventory of myself, I realized that there's some things about myself that I really don't like. And I say this, and this may surprise some of you, maybe, I don't know. Really, truly, it's amazing to me how sometimes we try so hard to hide stuff from man, and we all, to some extent, I think, put on a brave face or our mask or whatever, and we mask things. But really, truly, at the end of the day, when you look in the mirror, there are things that you know about yourself, unless you're in denial or you're suffering from some kind of mental disorder or just plain narcissistic. But there are things about myself that I don't like. I know, like with me, for the most part, most of my life, most of my adult life, I have been a liar, a deceiver, particularly in my dealings with women. And times too, I've been cowardly. I'll explain that. Now, the cowardly part comes in because there were times people said or did things to my loved ones, and I failed to stand up to them, stand up to those people that did those things. There were times, people said things about my friend, made a joke about my friends, and I either laughed along or just didn't say anything. I was guilty of silent complicity, I guess you would call it, tacit approval, whatever you want to call it. And I'm sorry for that. I'm sorry. These friends that these friends and loved ones that these things were directed at may not ever know about those things, or may not even remember those things. But I remember them very well and very vividly sometimes. And it's a source of shame for me. I drop my head over some things that I've done. It's funny how sometimes in the still of the night, it doesn't really have to be night. It can be like it's in a quiet moment. Sometimes, I don't know if it's forces of evil or I don't know what it is. Maybe, I think with me, I'm very introspective and I tend to think too much sometimes, and I have an analytical mind. It's like sometimes you get a reminder of the most low down, dirty thing that you've done in your life. Something comes along and reminds you of that. And sometimes it's painful and it's shameful. But the good thing about that is, we must forgive ourselves and try to do better. And so my pledge going forward is that, I will do better about the things. I'm sorry for what I've done. I can't do anything about the past, but I'm trying every day to be a better person. I've been two-faced at times, and being two-faced. Now I think that's a common human trait there, because sometimes people just two-faced because sometimes because they don't have the courage to say things that they want to say to people's face, and then sometimes because they're afraid it might hurt that person, or maybe they're afraid that person might react in a way that would not be turn out very good for them to put it that way. So as I said, I know that, there are things about myself that I don't like, and I'm praying that with God's help I can change those things, because there's a story in the Bible about Jacob. Those of you that follow the Bible, in the Old Testament, there's a story about Jacob, how Jacob tricked his brother Esau, his older brother. They were twins, and tells you that almost from the beginning, Jacob was in the womb. It's like Jacob was trying to hold Esau back. It tells you something about when Esau was getting ready to come out of the womb, Jacob grabbed onto his heel and stuff, and tried to pull him back. That's that's one of the stories from the Bible that's kind of I don't totally get, because I don't know, I'm gonna leave that up to y'all to interpret that. But we do know that Jacob tricked Esau out of his birthright. And so, Jacob's name over time became so synonymous with trickery that, Jacob came to a point in his life, I guess, like I am now. I guess Jacob may be doing some self-reflection. Jacob did not want to be that person anymore. And so Jacob's name, I think God changed Jacob's name to Israel. And I'm at that point now, and I'm not gonna go as far as changing my name, but because but I definitely would like to change my ways with God's help. I pray that I will be able to do that. I've recently, I've confessed this to some of my friends and stuff about what I've been most of my life, and then they probably knew it to some degree. Probably they probably knew it to some degree, because two of them that I confessed to, they have some similar traits now. Maybe not to the degree that I have, but as far as well, let's put it this way: they had some similar traits. So they because what I told them, I don't think either one of them they were very surprised and stuff. So so maybe this anyway. It is what it is. Now, another thing about the age that I'm at, I'm facing some health issues. I have what you could consider the triple whammy for black men, particularly diabetes, high blood pressure, and high cholesterol. And every day I struggle with leg pain. My job requires me to be on my feet quite a lot, and I oftentimes when I get home, there's days when I just basically collapse into the bed. I have to find somewhere to sit down or lie down, and so I'm at a point where I'm wondering. I probably got about 2 to 5 more years to work. I'm just wondering, will I be able to do this? And if I do this, like worst case scenario, 5 years, what will the quality of my life be like? I'm just wondering. What on the good part of that, I got a new doctor. She seems to be like really. She seems to be like she's really gonna help me. She's gonna be sending me to a physical therapist. Gonna be changing some of my medications, stuff like that. So hopefully she can get me on track where I can have a better quality of life. Whether I work the next 5 years or not. Hopefully I can just have a better quality of life, get back to doing some things that I used to enjoy doing. I mean, I see people like sometimes like running and stuff. I think to myself, Lord God, if I could only just run, just go jogging one day, get on the treadmill or something, and maybe might be a matter of just taking a leap of faith and start going to the gym and slowly trying to get myself on track. If I can't walk fast, it might be a matter of doing that and stuff. And I know, like now, I have a sweet tooth. I love sweet tea. I love eating sweets, like those little, I don't know what you call them. I don't know who makes them. These little things you can get from the convenience stores. They leave these little pastries with the filling inside of them. Apple and blueberry are like my favorites. And they're not the healthiest thing, of course. And so I often I've been doing better about it. I haven't been messing with those that much lately. But there's hardly a day goes by that I don't have a sweet tea in the morning with my breakfast. I usually go by some place like one of the fast food places to get a biscuit or whatever, or a croissant, which is from Burger King, whatever. Biscuit from Hardee's or Bojangles, somewhere like that. And I almost always get a sweet tea. So, but surprisingly, when I go to the doctor, my numbers are my A1C. I get my A1C checked like every 3 months, I think it is, and it's always pretty. It's always good. So it's always under 7, so that's good. I mean, like my kidney function is okay, but I mean, it's always good. So but I know I can't continue on track that I'm going and stuff. Because like when I got diagnosed with diabetes, I began to think about like how like people that have lost their limbs and stuff like that, and I don't want to be another statistic. I don't want to end up like that. So that's one of the things I'm concerned about. And, of course, then there's physical health, but there's also issues of mental health. And I think pretty much now I'm in a good place now. I had a very stressful period about a little over a month ago. I had a little stressful period where I was having some turmoil in my personal life, and it took me moving to get some of that stress out. And I'm in a good place now and stuff. Enjoy where I'm living at and stuff. And everything isn't hunky dory, of course, but it's much better. I've got peace of mind, and that's something that I prize almost above almost anything else is my peace of mind. So my mental health is doing pretty good. There's times with the job that I work on that sometimes that's a source of stress. But I've been better even on that lately, and I just got to learn to not stress over things that I can't control, which is other people, how they react, their interactions with me. I can't control them. All I can control is how I react to them, and how I react to a situation that may occur in life and stuff. So, now, like as I said, if we're doing the work that we're supposed to be doing as human beings, we're ever evolving. Now, so there's ways that how I used to think about things. About this passage in the Bible that says, when I was a child, I spoke as a child, and it goes on to say that like when you become a man or a woman, whatever the case, you put away those childish things. So there's things that I have evolved in my thinking as far as stuff like even the way I think about politics now and stuff. As I stated several times, I'm an independent. I used to be a straight Democrat and stuff. I'm an independent now and stuff. And that's one way that I've evolved. I've evolved, and I don't know whether this is like this is probably not due to any maturity on my part, but I've evolved to where sex is not as much of a priority as it was at one point in my life. That's probably just because I'm getting older, and I guess my sex drive is decreasing and stuff. But I've just learned. I just learned to use my time more wisely and more constructively and stuff. Because that's there's just too much stuff out here now and stuff. So that's another way that I've evolved. And like I say, that's no credit to me. That's just, I guess, me getting older, and sometimes we can't do what we used to do. Now I'm not saying that I can't. I'm not saying I have any malfunctions or anything like that. I'm just saying, it's like it's just not I guess somebody said, never mind, we're not even gonna go there. I'm not even gonna expound on that anymore. So let's just say I'm just gonna leave it at what I said. Okay, and I think another way that I've evolved, I need to explain to y'all, I'm a preacher's kid. Now, even though my dad was never in my life, I knew of him, and I knew who he was and what he did and stuff. But my grandparents raised me. My grandmother was on the choir, very prominent in the community. My grandfather was a deacon, and when I was 9, they adopted me. So, mom had me when she was young, and she did the best she could. But like when when her and my stepdad got married, just things just weren't working out with us three. So that's not throwing shade on anybody, anything like that. So my grandparents adopted me when I was 9, and they took me the rest of the way. But I was raised in church, and stuff, and I got to be around, I guess, teenager. Thing was with my grandparents. When I came along, they were already. My granddaddy was already probably 60 or close to 60. Grandmother was probably going on 50 at the time and stuff. So basically, they had when I got to a certain age, they just kind of let me run wild, but I knew one thing, I knew it was unspoken, but I knew if I went to jail, my grandmother, I call her mother wasn't gonna get me out of jail. So I'd go so far, and that was part of God ordering my steps too, because the Lord has His hands on you. He'll let you go so far, but the Lord let you run a little bit, He'll keep you from going so far and stuff. He'll let you like a fisherman. In fishing, you let a fish run until they tire themselves out. Then you loosen your line, let them run a little bit, and they tire themselves out running. Then you reel them back in. Well, the Lord let me run a number of years. He kept me safe. I never had to spend a moment in jail or anything. And that's by the grace of God, because it was surely not my doing, because I'd done plenty of things that I could have landed in jail as a result of, but never did. So, like I say, nowadays I'm more spiritual. My belief system is Christianity, but I'm not one of these people that's gonna beat you down with Bible verses or anything like that. I'll quote one every now and then to make a point, but I'm more spiritual now than I am actually religious. I'm one of these Christians that like I said, well, Christianity is my belief system. I'm one of these Christians that, if you get me wrong, I will use some unfriendly words, some of them 4-letter words, and some of the words got more than 4 letters. I will let you know how I feel. And that's another thing I'm working on, but like I said, I'm a work in progress, as we all are. Hopefully, anyway. So like, it's I think now, like, if you're now, let's say 50 years old, and you're still acting the same way you did, still got the same mindset that you did when you were 25, that's kind of sad, It's like, that shows, this we should be trying to grow. We should all be trying to grow and do better and be better versions of ourselves each day. Now, I'm looking on my notes, and one of the things I want to address, things I would tell my 25-year-old self. So I'm about to kind of think about this. I know, like I said, one I mentioned earlier, it was like I'll tell my 25-year-old self to at least finish at least 2 years of college, get some kind of degree. 2 years will get you an associate degree, and save money. I think about the money I've thrown away on foolishness and stuff. I had a period, when I was in my 20s, mid-20s, when I was on drugs. I spent a lot of money on that stuff, alcohol, drinking and drugging, I would tell my 25-year-old self, I wouldn't tell myself I would tell myself, first of all, not to mess with any drugs other than maybe weed. To me still isn't bad, but like now, if I was 25 years old today, because clearly the weed that they got going around now, it's not the weed that we grew up with and stuff. Now, if I was 25 years old now, I say, I've told somebody, it's like, as soon as I retire, I'm gonna be blazing like a mug. But no, I doubt that, because unless I can get medicinal marijuana through prescription or something like that, because like I say, and I wouldn't even trust that, because I don't even trust anything that the government gives us these days, sadly. So I probably just like I'm just gonna probably continue to I probably would drink more when I retire and stuff. Maybe, I don't know. I may not, because I very seldom drink now. That's one of the blessings of my diabetes. I know how alcohol turns right into sugar in the body and stuff. So I seldom drink. It's like special occasions that I drink now and stuff. So I would tell myself, my 25-year-old self, probably, if I was gonna indulge in alcohol, to indulge, moderately. Stay away from drugs other than marijuana altogether. Also, I would tell my 25-year-old self to really pursue those things that I'm good at, like the music. The music is sad that when you look back over your life, you realize that you spent the best years you spent the best years of your life acting the fool, and that's exactly what I think I've done. But I say the best years of my life, but we don't know. I'm a firm believer that I had a spiritual leader one time at the church I used to belong to, Reverend Amos O. Harling Jr. His motto was, "The best is yet to come," and I still cling to that hope, that optimism, that the best is yet to come. Who knows, if I succeeded back then at whatever it was I was pursuing, who knows whether I could have handled the success. That's all. That again is all part of God ordering my steps. Sometimes we got to go through the valleys before we got to come up from the valley till we can get to the peak. Stand and look down and see where we come from, where the Lord brought us from. Now, another thing about being 60 is that I've seen a lot of people my age, a lot of people I grew up with that have passed, and family members. And like I said, I'm lucky I still got my mom and stuff, but I wonder sometimes how much longer I'll have her. I treasure every day that I get with her and stuff. I'm thankful for her and stuff. I'm very thankful, but I've had to bury so many young people, so many people my age and younger, particularly over the last 10 years. I think about some of the guys I went to school with that are gone. A couple of women that that are gone, that were in my life, that are gone now and stuff. One comes to mind, sweet little girl, and a sweet little lady named Mary. Mary was like, I'm not gonna call her last name out of respect for her family, but Mary was like just so sweet, and it's just like Mary could never catch a break, so troubled. And it was heartbreaking, to see what she went through in her life. I just pray now that she's at peace. And you hear more about that at the end when I have a poetic reading that I plan to do at the end of this. But there's things, I had to do a funeral a couple of years ago. I think it was a friend of mine, Tommy Gardner, passed. We call him Red. We grew up with him. He's the guy that actually taught me my first chords on guitar. And at the funeral, his mom was still, his mom and dad were still living, and I was asked to make remarks, and one of the things I said was like, this is like, this is the part of life that nothing prepares us for. And what I meant by that, in that case, there is like, no parent is ever prepared to bury her child, to bury his or her child. And I can't imagine. I only had one child. I can't imagine ever anything happened to her where I'd have to, lay her to rest. Same thing, with other people that pass and stuff. Just like I'm at the age now where I'm seeing my loved ones pass away and stuff. Some of them are not in the best of health and stuff. It's just like some things that are these things are just inevitable. That's why this is advice for anyone out there. I tell you, like I said, you got loved ones, let them know that you love them. If you're, talk to them, whatever, let them know you love them, because look, you never know when it might be the last conversation you'll have with them, the last time you'll see them, any of that, you never know. I just lost a cousin this week. My cousin Calvin, and the thing about him was we were kind of I didn't stay in touch with him like I should, just put it that way, and that's my bad on my part. There's nothing I can do about that. Now I didn't stay in touch with him like I should have and stuff, but he's gone now, nothing I can do about that and stuff. But and I have my reasons why I didn't stay in touch with him, but I'm not gonna go into that out of respect for his family and out of it doesn't matter at this point anyway. will miss him too because like he was a part of my life because Calvin's the guy basically that taught me how to play chess. So yes, I will, I will miss him too. So, having said all that, I want to conclude this with a poem I wrote a few months ago. This is called In Memoriam. This is in honor of those, some of those who have passed on. As I said, this is like, I think it's very important to remember those who've gone on and to honor them. So, with that in mind, I would like to read you this poem. This is called In Memoriam. Memories spring forth from my childhood of people that I have known. I look around me now with deep regret that so many of them now are gone. My cousin Danny Boy, who made very real to me the fact that death comes to all eventually, and that even the young are not immune, that we shake our heads and say gone too soon. A godly woman who taught the 4th grade. God broke the mold when Alice Ruth was made. She started each day with the 23rd Psalm and a devotional reading. God knows that today in our schools, this is what we all are needing. 5th grade, little Robert Kiesler, with kind eyes and a loving smile, he graced us with his presence for just a little while. Easter break that year, 21 left but 20 returned. As he was struck by a car on Good Friday, we learned. Danny Howard with his golden voice. In our same 5th grade class. Just a few years ago, I was saddened when I learned that he, too, had passed. My friend, brother, and mentor of many years, I can hardly think of Wallace Walker without fighting back the tears. My dear grandmother, Minnie B. McLeod, was a mother to many and made us all proud. My sister Cecilia, who filled our house with music. She had a gift from God, and boy, did she know how to use it. It was from her that I learned so many useful things, like integrity, responsibility, and also how to sing. A gentleman who was elegant and charming, my old guitar teacher, the late great Dan Harmon. My cousins from across the street, Nicholas and Carrie Taylor. One minute we three would be laughing, the next cursing like sailors. Forgive us, Lord, let your punishment not be too stern. We were just young and had a lot to learn. Joyce Leapart was the closest thing to an angel here on earth. She believed in me and took the time to show me my own worth. Last but not least, sweet Mary Louise, whose pain it seemed nothing could ease. Even though on this side I won't see you anymore, I pray you found peace and now with the angels soar. So many gone home, so many called away. I think of them all each and every day. As long as I live, from January through to December, my best effort I'll give to see that you all shall be remembered. That's my podcast for today. May God bless and keep you until next time. Peace.